Hello and welcome to Black Money Daily, economic news from our point of view. We release a podcast every weekday at lunchtime, so don't forget to subscribe. And now, here's the news. The 2020 election drama continues, but here are some pieces of legislation that passed that we didn't talk about yesterday. New Jersey overwhelmingly voted to legalize recreational marijuana on Tuesday with a 67% of the citizens voting in favor of it. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy has been pushing for marijuana legalization since he was elected in 2017. New Jersey spends $150 million per year to arrest and prosecute marijuana users. But Jersey sees what 11 other states and Washington, D.C. has already seen: job creation, economic development, and social justice reform that comes with the legalization of marijuana. Also, Alabama voters showed that many of them are genuinely interested in living in the 21st century by approving an amendment that could start the process of removing a 119-year-old racist language from part of the state's constitution. The amendment will let the Legislative Reference Service start a recompilation of the Alabama Constitution, which will reorganize amendments. The main purpose of the measure is purging the state's governing document of racist language, reflecting its undemocratic origins. The 1901 Constitution was framed to disenfranchise Blacks and poor whites and includes language that bans interracial marriage and requires public schools to be segregated. Our final piece of election news is around Mississippi. Mississippi had long been one of the few remaining states to have Confederate iconography as part of its state flag, but that will finally change after voters selected a new design. According to NBC News, the new flag, dubbed, quote, the New Magnolia, received 68% of the vote. The public referendum was a simple yes or no on the new design, which features a magnolia in its center, a wreath of stars around it, and the quote, "In God We Trust," at the bottom. What's the likelihood of a second stimulus check for $1,200 being passed in January? Any potential second stimulus bill will most likely be delayed until at least January, according to Garrett Watson, a senior policy analyst at the Tax Foundation. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell believes that it could happen at the end of the year. He promised that approval of a new coronavirus relief package could happen by the end of the year and could be reached as lawmakers are set to return to work following Tuesday's elections. McConnell noted that reaching an agreement on the stimulus is job one for him when the Senate returns to session on Monday. And he expressed his hopes for a more cooperative situation than they had. Guess what people did on election day besides vote? They shopped. That's right. Online sales notched above $2 billion on election day. This marked a nearly 30% increase compared to a year ago. Overall, daily sales throughout the majority of the season are expected to stay above the $2 billion mark, with Adobe further estimating that consumers will collectively spend over $3 billion from November 22nd to December 3rd. So if you have something to sell, then go out there because people are buying. And today's show is sponsored by the 10K Project. We do have our Black Family Wealth Challenge still happening. You can be a part of it. It includes a 7-week masterclass about a little-known wealth building tool. It has resources and so much more. To learn more about this challenge, visit familywealthchallenge.black. Your family may be coming home for the holidays. Flights home for the holidays might be fuller than anticipated amid a global pandemic, as Americans grow restless from months of quarantining and time spent apart from families. Airlines and the travel industry experts have seen spikes in holiday travel booking during the third quarter and into the fourth quarter as more consumers become more comfortable with flying. And it might have something to do with the people simply being tired of not having any place to go, industry executives and experts say. The CDC still advises against travel as it can increase the risk of contracting and spreading the virus. Real estate mogul Don Peebles says that the struggling New York City real estate market amid the coronavirus pandemic and the civil unrest could create another financial crisis. Peebles also explained that three things have converged in New York City to create a, quote, perfect storm of the city's decline. Number one, diminished quality of life and an increased cost of living and doing business. Number two, the pandemic and the corresponding massive shutdowns. And number three, the election and the civil unrest that took place over the summer. According to Don Peebles, quote, those things have forced people or encouraged people to leave New York City, and they have been doing it in droves at the tune of 300 people per day. He was on a show on Fox Business with Maria Bartiromo, and Bartiromo noted that millions of tenants are behind on rent and pointed to the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, which surveyed unemployed workers and found that outstanding rent debt could reach $7.2 billion by the end of the year. Every Thursday is Tech Thursday, and here is our CTO, Talisha Shine, with a tech tip.
Hello, I'm Talisha Shine, Chief Technology Officer here at the 10K Project, bringing you a tech tip for the day. To coincide with the kickoff of the 10K Project's Family Wealth Challenge, here are two apps that can assist you with your family's finances. Acorns is a spare change savings tool and also a cashback rewards program, which makes investing simple and easy. It's a robo-advisor that rounds up all of your debit and or credit card purchases to the nearest dollar and then invests the difference into an ETF portfolio automatically. So this is great for new investors or as an automated family change jar. The next app is called Spendless, which is a family budgeting app which tracks expenses and manages your money. You can categorize expenses, set limits, and make budgeting fun by adding personalized messages and tagging locations. The goal tracker gives you insights into your family's established goals and even how far you are from achieving them. You can also sync the app to each of your family members' phones, letting everyone get involved with the financial planning and making them feel that they are playing a vital role in achieving the family's wealth goals. To learn more about the Family Wealth Challenge, visit us at familywealthchallenge.black.
A tech tip. So that's today's podcast. We'd love to hear your comments about today's podcast and the topics. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend or two about Black Money Daily.